the U's.
Yes, tubing with the U time. It's brought to you by Audible. You can stream all your whatevers, I guess.
Or Tunnel Bear,
Tunnel
the
Bear.
best Canadian tech reviewer VPN with the high-pitched voice you can find.
Scotty Kilmer. So why don't you tell us about Scotty Kilmer?
Oh boy. Scotty Kilmer is an older man who is a mechanic who worked at a shop for years. I think his father and grandfather were both mechanics, so it's like a family of mechanics or something. And he worked at a shop for years. Then he left that place because it shut down, I think, in the recession. And then he started working on his own. And through that, he decided he was going to film working on some of these cars on YouTube. And, you know, he started out doing very well. It was, simple how-to videos. They were short, right to the point, very easy. He's kind of humorous. He's got a very, I guess you could say it's a dry sense of humor. You'll have to see for yourself. Although unfortunately nowadays his channel's starting to become more. I see more and more content about roasting other companies or other YouTubers, and I don't know if I care for that as much. I haven't really kept up with his channel as much because of that. You
He's
know, it's kind of like the critic of cars.
wrong. His newest video.
Wrong.
His newest video is "This Make Me Sad for America and Ford." Wrong. It's wrong.
It's huge. Like the tables and shit. Inside joke right there.
Oh boy. Like
Watch that
China.
video to find out more.
Oh my gosh.
So, Scotty Kilmer has a thick Niagara Falls area accent.
Even though
Um,
he's based in
he's in
Houston.
Texas. Yeah, as Slam here is researching the man himself. Are you
Yeah.
seeing man with his famous sunglasses on?
Yeah, and his almost like half balded, half
Yep,
floppy hair.
that's him. That's Scotty Kilmer.
This guy. So
He loves
why
the
should we
sun.
watch this
Well,
man?
like I just said, I don't know if he's someone I would recommend these days. He has decent content out there, especially his older stuff, but again, nowadays it's his opinions are getting really biased about certain brands. I don't necessarily agree with it, although he does agree wholeheartedly with me that Ford is better than GM and Chrysler. And he also agrees that GM is better than Chrysler but worse than Ford. So
He's
that's
also an
good.
author,
He is. He did write a book, I believe. I've never read it.
just like Chris. Chris wrote a book and a half, apparently.
Oh, Chris, you and your boring ass voice.
Chris Stuckman. He will be on this eventually. Dun,
I'm
dun,
sure.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
he is pretty much the critic for
Yeah.
cars.
And now allow me to give you some of the famous Scotty Kilmer video phrases and oddities, if you will. It's common Scotty Kilmer tradition to open every video with a burnout on either a motorcycle or some car. And he's got dun, 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 rev up your engines. Dun, 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 dun. Then it's time for the Scotty Kilmer channel. And then it's like, today's episode is how to recharge the AC in your car. And then he does this thing where he like closes his mouth with purpose, and then he sits there still with his mouth closed for like a second. It's the I don't know why, but it's the funniest thing ever. And when someone did a parody of it, he actually got that down. He noticed the subtle mannerisms, and he even copied the mouth closing thing. I was so proud.
So he's pretty much Michael Rosen, if you will.
Not quite Michael Rosen.
Not quite Michael Rosen, but
he's got some of that in him. Some of his videos, again, are actually useful. I've used some of them to help fix things before. Especially in the Corvette days, when I had my Corvette, I used him a lot. What else about him? His videos are short. Then he ends them with, if you want more information on how to fix your car, just visit ScottyKilmer.com and make sure to ring that bell. Dong.
The secret to turn your car into a new car.
No, I him up.
Here's why I shut down my auto repair business and left. ... 5 things you should never do in an automatic transmission car. DIY with Scotty Kilmer.
Yep, that's Scotty. Now I need to bring us to the little rivalry that he has with fellow car repair YouTuber Chris Fix. And he has his own oddities and phrases like, hey guys, it's Chris Fix here. His videos, and he says water instead of water for some reason, like WOODER, and he Wooder, and he wholeheartedly acknowledged it on Instagram and said #Wooder. That's awesome. But Scotty one day was just like, why Chris Fix is wrong. He's like, I saw a video about a Chris Fix here, and I'm gonna tell you why he's wrong. Closes the mouth, and then talks about, when you're restoring the headlights of your car, you don't want to use that. You have to use this product or something. And then there is like a mini rivalry. Then eventually Scotty was like, how about out here to get in a rivalry? I'm just trying to make sure people don't get the wrong advice. Closes the mouth.
And there's
watch any of his videos that are not his live stream Q&A sessions, which are a whole other thing in itself. And they're it's just a standard Q&A session is all it is. And he's over there, for example, Stapleton says, my Mitsubishi no longer drives. How do I fix it? Well, first of all, Mitsubishis are known to be a piece of junk. Cars anyway. You ought to just send it to the junkyard, get you a good Toyota or something. That's kind of how that goes.
There's that famous hair almost to the side of his forehead or whatever, and him with the sunglasses pointing at something.
Kilmer style.
Kilmer style.
So
in almost every video.
I'm telling you, look at any video of his that isn't a live stream Q&A, and you'll see him do the mouth close thing. It's so funny. But in all seriousness, if you're wanting good car advice, and you want to know a good channel to check out, especially if you're doing a repair work for uh older, like, or mid 2000s to, you know, late 80s General Motors vehicles, check out Scanner Danner. He's really good. He released his textbook that he wrote for his technical school students, and I actually bought a copy of it. It's very, very useful. It goes a lot more in depth about things, and that's something I should mention. Scanner Danner is not for the, average Joe DIY mechanic, although I'm not saying that I'm a pro, but I've probably done enough and I know enough about working with electronics that I could, learn how to do what he's talking about at the slightly more advanced level, but he is really good for diagnosing GM vehicles. There's a whole channel about Ford, Ford Mako Tech. Here, I'm gonna look this up for us, folks, but I won't linger too long on the other channels. What's his name? Ford Mako, something like that. Yeah, Ford Tech Maku Loco. I think that's how you say that. Ford Tech Maku Loco. All one word. Look him up for working on Ford vehicles. Not really the classic stuff. And if you want a good laugh, check out the Ranting Raving Reviewer, where he's the AVGN of cars, and he's always bashing everything. He talks about he calls the Corvette that, like, the type that I had, he referred to it as the Plastic Fantastic.
The Plastic Fantastic.
Yes. Which isn't totally wrong. Has a whole video on the trucks like the one that we got, our Chevrolet truck from the late 90s. He's got a video about them. He's funny. He's always, shit talking everything. Check him out too. And I think that wraps it up. Slam, you got any questions or comments about Scotty Kilmer?
Oh, except he's got a great name, I guess, Scotty Kilmer, and so
That is cool.
So he's basically the nostalgia critic of cars, I guess, where he was
More specifically car repair, but yeah, you're right.
He was up there, he was funny, he actually knew what he was doing, and nowadays he's just fallen to the wayside.
He's still funny, but I see more and more videos about, and the titles of them are like, "Don't ever buy this car," or "Why Mercedes-Benz is crap," that kind of stuff. I'm like, man, I'm not here to know why Deborah should feel regret for buying yet another Benz. I'm here to know how to recharge the air conditioning system on my hard body nation.
This guy, he's balding, so he won't be hair filled for long, I guess.
You could say, just so you know, he'll be balding for the rest of this. Mm-hmm.
Well,
and that concludes Tubing with the U's.
It is.
And now, shall we move on to the best and worst Nintendo consoles?
Indeed. Here's the best and worst of the Nintendo consoles, brought to you by whoever. So, this is the Hendry's pick. So, Hendry, why don't you